in ways that helps us to better understand and retain information. It's actually a very, very useful learning tool, and it's very versatile. It helps to create an environment that assists us to be able to think more efficiently and more effectively. So basically, it's a thinking tool that makes use of free association and non-linear thought patterns. All right? It's something that has been around for quite a long time, and historical records show that its use dates back as early as the 3rd century. So the idea of visually plotting ideas has been used in many different ways throughout history. But it was in 1974 that whole concept was given a name, mind map, by a British psychologist, Tony Buzan. And the quote for him basically says, the mind map harnesses the full range of cortical skills. So words, images, numbers, logic, rhythm, color, spatial awareness, all these things are brought to bear in a single uniquely powerful technique. And in doing so, it gives you the freedom to roam the infinite expanse of your brain. You know, the brain is a very, very powerful tool. In fact, it's the most important organ in the body. We use it to think. And so the question will be, how do we help ourselves to think better, to think more efficiently and more effectively? The answer to that is to be able to harness the full range of our brain power. So it provides an alternative to the typical linear note-taking, which we often do. And it enables us to use all parts of our brain. It leverages the power of associative thinking, which is naturally how the brain works. The brain works by associating images and thoughts and ideas together. So you see a picture, it evokes memories, it evokes ideas and stuff. That's typically how the brain works. It's not just words and words and words upon words. The brain makes use of imagery as well and other things. So using a mind map helps us to be able to follow the brain's natural inclination and allows for more efficient memorization. In fact, there are studies that show that students who use mind maps are able to retain information up to 10 or 15% better than those who do not use mind maps to learn. So essentially, using mind maps will help us to be able to generate more creative ideas efficiently. This is very important for us as residents, because you may be wondering, well, what's the application of this to family medicine, to us as residents, to us in our pre-part 1, post-part 1 phases of our training. It's a very important tool, because for us as family physicians in the course of our training and even after that, we have to have the ability to organize huge, massive quantities of information, to be able to organize it in ways that are useful to us. So in other words, the mind map helps us to be able to connect the two halves of our brain. You know, the left side of the brain is specialized in doing certain things, while the right side of the brain is specialized in doing other things. The right side of the brain is thought to be intuitive, emotional, right? Non-verbal, impulsive, creating. So for us, or those of you who are creative types, who are artists, musicians, you are probably accessing the right side of your brain much more than the left side of your brain. And the left side of the brain is considered to be analytical, detail-oriented, ordered, rational. It's involved in logic, right? So the point of the whole exercise is to be able to integrate both sides of the brain, both halves of the brain, so that you're able to effectively do better. So here's a little cartoon that tries to illustrate that. So the right hemisphere says, well, I'm the one generating ideas. I'm the eccentric creative part. I'm the artist. And the left hemisphere says, well, without me, the analytical part that organizes those ideas into something coherent, you'd be lost. So the point is, we need both halves of the brain to function effectively. I'm sure some of you have watched this movie. Well, this is the tagline from the movie. It basically says the average person uses 10% of their brain capacity. So imagine what we could do if we were to use 100%, right? So, well, think about that. If there are tools that we can use that will be able to harness both halves of our brain together, the intuitive emotional part together with the analytical logical part, we probably will be able to do things better. So we've all come across that saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And it is not surprising because we recall images better if we are presented with pictures in contrast to words. We tend to remember those pictures far, far easier and better than a string of words or characters. So the brain has near perfect recall of images. So the average person is able to recall over 2,000, nearly 3,000 images with 85 to 95% accuracy. And images are more evocative than words. So mind mapping is a tool that can help us to bridge the gap between images and words. And it is very, very important for us as we go about what we need to do. So when do we use mind maps? When would they be useful to us? Again, pointed out earlier that it's an extremely versatile tool and it has many potential uses. Its hierarchical and graphical nature helps us to be able to memorize information. And again, it has several applications. It could be a study aid. It could help us when we are researching and developing new ideas. It's also a problem-solving tool. And you can even use it as a presentation method, right? Instead of using your PowerPoint or whatever as we regularly use, you can use a mind map to do a presentation. So all these are tools that can be. So what are the steps to creating a mind map? Well, you want to focus on your research topic or question, and then you want to structure and plan your assignment, and then you want to combine one or more types of major thought relationships, and then you go on to identify the relationships between ideas and concepts. One other typical synonym for mind maps is concept maps. So you may come across it described as concept maps in some places. So what are the steps to creating a mind map? The first stage is you can create a mind map on just about any writing surface, on a piece of paper, on a whiteboard, or even digitally using software. And there are several free software available that you can use. There's FreePlane, there's FreeMind, there's XMind. There are even web-based tools that within the browser you can begin to the process of mind mapping. So the first stage is you write your topic in the center of a blank page. And then after writing it, you just think freely. What ideas are coming to your mind concerning that topic? What thoughts are coming? And as the thoughts are coming to your mind, you write them out all around that central image, right? You don't discard or filter out any of the ideas that come. So that's the first stage. So you have a topic in mind, you're considering it maybe for your research proposal, or maybe it's a departmental seminar, or maybe it's even an essay that you need to write down, or even it's a casebook report concerning a patient. All these are topics that can be mind mapped. So you set down the central idea or topic in the center, and then you freely think and freely associate ideas that come to your mind and also write them down. And then the stage 2 comes when you have run out of ideas, right? So at this point, you now take each idea, each item, one after the other. And in thinking about the item, you want to determine how that point or that item is related to other points and to your main topic. And then you map relationships with lines, arrows, colors, images, bold types. So you can, if you find that topic X is related to topic Y, you can indicate that on the mind map by drawing a line that links the two of them, or even an arrow, or adding a note. I mean, it's an extremely flexible tool with an extremely flexible approach. And then once you have identified these relationships, you can then use it to reorganize your ideas in a more logical framework. So basically, you can see it's very simple, really, just 3 stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So recapping once again, stage 1, you write your topic in the center of the blank page or space, and then you freely think about ideas that come to mind concerning that topic. And then as the ideas come to mind, you set them down on that surface. And then once you run out of ideas, you begin to think about the relationships between those ideas and your topic, and then you map the relationships using lines, arrows, colors, images, bold type. and then you can reorganize your ideas. So the keys, these are key critical. So these are the keys to learning. It's basically association and emphasis. So remember I stated earlier that the brain's natural learning pattern is by association. So mind maps help us to carry out that association. So again, our brains tend to recognize patterns and completion. So 1, 2, 3, logically you think 4 will follow, 5 will follow, and so on and so forth. It also helps you to be able to differentiate branches based on emphasis, right? So, are there any questions at this point? Hello?
No.
Yes,
no.
we're with you, sir.
No question?
No,
That
sir.
is surprising.
None yet.
Really? Why? Okay, so here's my turn to
Okay.
ask questions. If you guys don't
Sir,
have questions.
sir, before you ask, sir, I would like to ask something.
Go ahead.
Usually at the time when we are starting our the idea of whatever research topic we have, there's usually a challenge as regards tying associations, you know, mainly because there's usually a lack of in-depth knowledge into the possible statistics that would follow, you know, when we have
so here's
these
the
ideas.
thing.
These
Here's
questions
the
coming up.
thing. And I found this to be a pitfall for a lot of you guys, and I've told you over and over. The statistics or sample size calculation is not the main issue, right? It's not the main issue, but sometimes you get bogged down there and then you get petrified. And there's what I call paralysis of analysis. That's where you guys get stuck on. You are considering a topic. There are a whole range of other things associated with that topic aside from sample size or statistical analysis, isn't it? So, for example, let's see, what's your topic?
The relationship between burnout, work-related stress, and cardiovascular disease risk amongst healthcare workers in Barricade Hospital.
Okay, so great. So you are looking at burnout or burnout in healthcare workers, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So let's do that as an exercise.
Sir.
Let's do that as an exercise right now. So if I have burnout, right? So
yes, sir.
Let's do that as an exercise. So I'm going to open something and let's see. I'll share my screen again so that you will see what the whole process is about. Okay? So let me see. Share screen. All right. So I'm sharing this.
Yes, sir.
Can you see? You can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you see there's a central image there that says new mind map?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now you are considering burnout, isn't it?
Okay, sir.
Burnout
yes, sir.
And health care workers. Right. Oh, what's going on here?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, just a minute. It's supposed to save. I'm wondering. I hope it's not because I'm sharing screen is protesting. Burnout and health care workers. Okay. Oh no, it's not. Something is not quite right here. This is interesting. Okay, just a minute. Let me see. Interesting. Okay. Burnout. Minute. Just a minute, sorry. Sometimes this technical thing is coming, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's just a minute. Let's see. All right. I'm just trying to use this very quickly to illustrate the whole concept of mind maps. All right. So let's hope this works. I hope this works. If it doesn't work, though, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So let's share the screen once again. Maybe it's the way I was sharing it. So let's do this. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
What do you see?
New central topic.
Create topic. Central topic, sorry.
Right, great. Central topic. So let's see if this works. So it was burnout and health care workers, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So great. This works. So do you see that?
So
You can
who's the
see
main
Yes,
topic?
sir.
main topic. So let's now brainstorm. In thinking about burnout and healthcare workers, what ideas come to mind? Go on.
Possible causes
Headache.
of
Headache.
One by
Headache.
one. Headache.
Headache,
Really?
sir.
Really? Well, we're freely associating, so we drop it. Yes. Another topic. What other idea comes to mind?
Work hours.
stress.
What hours?
Weekly work hours.
Stress. Yeah.
I'm hearing work hours. I'm hearing stress. Go on.
Remuneration.
Really? Okay.
Frustration, sir.
Okay, so the ideas that are coming to your mind is frustration. But wouldn't somebody think about, okay, what is burnout? Wouldn't that be a good question to even consider? Because we're talking of the research stuff now, isn't it? So
Yes, sir.
so the question will be, what itself is burnout, right? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Why is it an important topic to study? Stuff like that, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What else?
Productivity.
Productivity. Okay, fine. I hope you know you have to link all this later on.
Or mind mapping, sir.
Go on.
What causes burnout? What causes the burnout?
Okay, great. So that's a great one. So causes of burnout, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Causes
Yes, sir.
of burnout. So basically, you see causes of burnout.
Associations.
Okay, clarify that.
That's what comes with the
By
burnout.
virtue of the as what burnout could possibly associated with.
Or maybe you're saying
What it would result to.
No, by virtue of its definition, loss of feeling, reduced feeling in your professional abilities, exhaustion, cynicism. Those are things that are associated with burnout, as it were.
Okay, so exhaustion, cynicism.
Yes, sir.
Any more?
Reduced productivity.
Productivity has been mentioned already.
It's been mentioned.
Say it here. So
All right, sir.
I hope we're seeing, well, I don't know, go on, any other thing. So, well, let's look at this very quickly. So we have on this canvas, burnout and healthcare workers, isn't it?
Yes.
And we've done a mini brainstorm, and you can see all sorts of ideas floating around. So the next phase now is this. How are these ideas linked? So possibly you are talking of burnout, causes of burnout, isn't it? So we might consider that work hours, isn't it? Might be a cause, right? Isn't it? So this
Yes,
is
sir.
where, okay, sorry. It's just that I'm not used to using this one, no, this particular version. I should be able to introduce work hours as a subtopic under causes of burnout. So here it is, subtopic, right? You see that? So work hours. We are reorganizing the mind map now, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Would we think that frustration might be a contributing factor?
Yes, sir.
Frustration?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so that means I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to delete frustration here. Somebody mentioned remuneration because I'm pretty sure the person is thinking remuneration is a cause of of burnout, right?
Yes, sir.
Isn't
Yes,
it?
sir. It
It
is.
was a poor remuneration.
It's the same thing now. So perhaps here you have headache, isn't it? Headache there may be what? Symptoms or manifestation, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So that might manifest as headache.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
It might manifest as stress,
Yes, sir.
right? So
Body pains.
I delete that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It will manifest as cynicism. Cynicism. It may show up as exhaustion,
Yes, sir.
right? So that means
Yes, sir.
this
Yes, sir.
goes off, this goes off, right?
Yes, sir.
So productivity, in other words, lack of productivity, isn't it? Right? So this goes up. So I hope we see that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you can add further things here. So why is it important? It's important because of whatever, loss of quality of life and blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. So here's a very quick mind map that we just did. This is very rudimentary, but I think it provides an illustration of the whole process, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So any other question at this point? I'm deleting this now,
Okay.
or I should leave it.
All right, sir.
But
I'm taking a screenshot.
you don't need it now. You've sent in your proposal. So
Yeah, I have, sir.
yeah,
It's
any
mine.
question?
No, sir. You can go on, sir.
Really? But I've more or less finished this topic. It's only practical activity that is left.
Okay.
So any questions?
None.
Oh boy. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you a mind map there. Are you able to see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what does it say?
Factors associated with modern contraceptive use in Nigeria.
In the
Yeah,
sense,
I'm putting
It's
this so
small.
that. Eh?
It's really small, sir.
Okay, so sorry.
as a
It's able to
sequel.
show the full screen, so I'm surprised. Let's see. Let's try again. It shouldn't be that small. So how about this?
Okay, it's a bit better, sir.
Okay, fine. So here is a mind map. This is one that I have used recently. I'm putting it here so that you guys can see the whole process. So there's a central idea here, which is factors associated with modern contraceptive use in Nigeria, right? I think a few weeks back, I posted an abstract and
Yes,
followed
sir.
up with a poster. So what the abstract and the poster is the end product of this mind mapping process, right? So you are seeing here, it says factors associated with modern contraceptive use in Nigeria, and there are several nodes, right? These are ideas associated with this right here. So this mind map as a tool is both should I say, a to-do list, and also a tool to a productivity tool. So on this first node here, you can see maternal mortality, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The next node there says modern contraception. The node after that is theoretical framework, which is the health belief model. The node after that is the conceptual framework. After that is the research question, research methods, results, discussion, right? So this is a framework that some of you that are developing your proposals and dissertations can actually adapt to use. Then on this other wing of it is, should I say, outcomes or products. So for example, there's a target to get it published in BMC Public Health. The second target is to having it presented at the conference. So Each of these nodes has sub-nodes. So for example, if I expand this one here on the family planning conference, you can see here online abstract submission, abstract draft, poster presentation, and this is software, so it has links to each of those products. So for example, if on this it says get author guidelines. So if I click on this, it can take me to the website, So, but the whole point is it's just a tool to organize my thoughts, to help me to be more productive. So let's come back to this side. So here you see modern contraception, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And maternal mortality. And you can see there's an arrow moving from modern contraception to maternal mortality, showing that there's a link, a relationship. And the note there says impacts or reduces maternal mortality. And so this is the central theme of this whole work here, right? If you click on this maternal mortality, you can see there are different nodes under it. Definition, significance, epidemiology. Under definition, there is a note there. You can see that. The definition of maternal mortality. We can see that, I hope. I'm trying to zoom it, but this is not very friendly right now.
I see it, sir.
You can see it, right?
Yes, sir.
Then
Yes.
under significance, you can see another note there with associated references. Then under epidemiology, you can see that. So basically, this just helps organize your thoughts, really. Then for modern contraception, nothing really is on that note. Then if you come here, theoretical framework, the health belief model, if I click on it, you can see it expands, right? It basically says the health belief model contains several primary concepts that predict why people take action to prevent, to screen for, to control illness conditions. This includes susceptibility, seriousness, benefits, barriers to health behavior, cues to action, and most recently self-efficacy. So these are the various constructs. So again, what you're looking at here is a finished mind map, because when it was initially devised, all these V, and stuff we are seeing there were not there, right? These are variables from the data set that are linked with each of these constructs. So basically, you find that for this particular work, the perceived threat is unplanned or unwanted pregnancy. And then here is a note to self. It says, use the HBM
Construct.
use the construct to develop a diagram, right? A figure. So let's see. There was a figure developed. So this is the figure. Can you see it? I hope it's showing.
Yes. So I
Fine.
did all this one with numbers V244.
No. I opened the picture right now, but I'm not sure if it's showing. Oh, it says it's
not
paused.
showing, sir.
Yeah, it says screen sharing is paused. So let me. Let me do this.
But
Eh?
this map is looking like this person's brain is functional.
You can see the picture, the image now.
Yes.
Okay, we can see it now.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, fine. Talks about modifying, etc., etc. So it's not that important, really. It's just showing where we are. Sorry, just a minute. So let's go back to where we were. So here we are. If you click on, so that's the threat and all that. Probably, are there any questions at this point? So if you click on this node, it says conceptual framework, so you can find different nodes, right? Again, you can see some nodes are linked to others, right? It talks about the different domains, social demographic variables, sexual and reproductive history, contraception knowledge, etc., family, fertility preferences, all these. So all these here under this node are explanatory variables, and then all linked to the outcome, which is use of modern contraception, and so on and so forth. So the node below that is the research question itself. So you see that very simple. What is the predictive relationship between social demographics, sexual reproductive health, blah, 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 etc. Then the actual research methods. Again, you can see the study population. So Again, brainstorming. Are we looking at single women? Are we looking at women currently in a union? Are we looking at youths or adolescents, 15 to 24 years old? So all these three are subgroups here, right? So this is the data source. So summary of the sampling methodology, the analytic method. Will there be subgroup analysis? You know, so on and so forth. It's just basically brainstorming, really. How would the results be presented? So on and so forth. So no big deal. Just really just to illustrate where we are. I'll show you other examples used in the past. So for example, here is literature review.
Yeah.
So this is a mind map used for a literature review, right? It says literature review, and then thinking about a literature review, there was problem statement on that. So if I put my cursor there, there's a note there, like this, right? Theoretical framework, burden of childhood anemia, so on and so forth. So all these are basically, so here's another example of one. This one is classwork, notes for classwork and stuff like that. I have one, but I'm not sure where it is. This one had to do with, I think there was a time in the past I gave you guys Husky, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there was one mind map that was used to develop the Husky for that, but I couldn't find that one, right? But the whole point of this is just to illustrate the usefulness of this tool, how versatile it is, and you can actually use it as an outline. Once you are done, you can export it, copy it, and paste into a Word document. It can become an outline that guides your writing. So I think having said that, I probably will pause at this point to take questions, if there are questions.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what I was about to ask, so the mind map is strictly for research?
No, you can use it for anything you want. You can use it for your shopping list, Seth. It's basically a tool to organize your thoughts. That's all it is, right? Instead of writing notes, it's a tool to organize your thoughts. But it's a very effective tool because it helps you to be able to focus, to form associations, to be able to brainstorm ideas. The brain doesn't work linearly. The brain works non-linearly and associates ideas with images and stuff. So it's basically a way to maximize the efficiency of brain power, so to speak.
What if most of us are using only one part of our brain? We're not maximizing.
Well, I don't know. You
How
say it
do
was
we
your name. It was your picture that was on that movie. Lucy.
like how do we know how do we know
You
that
say?
well our brain we're using the left and the right? Like I can see Dr. Ebasa, for instance. I can kind of guess that his right side is more active than his left.
Excuse
Well,
me.
right half of the brain is intuitive, emotional,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Random, non-verbal, impulsive, creative,
That's him.
imaginative. So basically, it's the right side of the brain that creative types use, while logical, analytical types use predominantly the left side of their brain, right? But then again, there are people who are able to access both sides.
Chief, I think that's you.
I don't know about that. No, but seriously, right? That's what you need to think about. There are different tools, so whatever works for you. I'm pretty sure there are those that will find this really, really useful. From my own personal experience, I've actually found that I'm actually far more productive quicker when I use this process of mind mapping. Yeah. When I use this process of mapping, maybe I have some deadlines, I have some articles or stuff to turn in, or even a presentation to make. I find that I usually am able to deliver it quicker, faster when I use mind maps rather than just sitting down and then trying to start writing one long essay, words after words after words. I find that it often helps me to think, to visualize what I need to do first. You know, start with that central idea and then think about all the other ideas that are linked to it. And in thinking about all those other ideas that are linked to it, then you are able to now put them all, you're able to see the connections. Because that's the whole point. It's the connections. It's to be able to say, well, this idea is connected to this. So let's use Dr. Egbase's example of burnout. So you start out with burnout as your central idea. And in thinking about it, you are like, well, I'm thinking about burnout in healthcare workers. Okay, so why healthcare workers? Well, it's common among healthcare workers. So it's important. So the next thing is, okay, well, if it's so common, why is it important in them? What is it about burnout in healthcare workers? So you write that down. What is it about burnout? What is different about healthcare workers that they are prone to burnout? And so on and so forth, you know? So it's an important tool which I would encourage you guys to attempt to use. You don't need any sophisticated software, just a whiteboard. You can use a whiteboard. Like, I mean, the other day we're in the family medicine room with Dr. Iweha. What we were doing on that board was basically mind mapping. That's what it was, right? Looking
Yes,
at
sir.
ideas, writing
Yes, sir.
them down, and so that's the point. And you can see that in that short space, we covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
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 So,
Yes, sir.
any questions? It's only the senior registrars that are speaking.
Eh?
No other person
I
is speaking.
wonder.
That's why I asked that question. I wanted the junior residents to understand that mind mapping is not strictly for research. It's a way to organize our mind. Junior residents, are
Well,
you there?
again, it's not just research alone. No, even
Yeah.
when you are studying, you are reading. You have a topic you are reading. You are preparing for a seminar. You're preparing for a presentation. I even said, even in writing your case book, you can use a mind map. Yes, you can even use a mind map first before you start writing. Because part of the problem when you are even writing your casebook is that you write too many words, unnecessary words. And the reason you're writing unnecessary words is because you don't even know what you're going to write before you start writing. So sometimes you are repeating to yourself, sometimes you are writing something you've written before, sometimes you are using 3 paragraphs to write 3 sentences will suffice. So to be efficient, remember the whole point of it is to think efficiently, right? To be able to integrate both halves of the brain, to be able to think efficiently, and so to be able to put on paper what you are doing. So you can see here that it's you can use it as a study aid. You can use it when researching and developing new ideas. You can use it as a problem-solving tool. It's also a presentation method. So I'll urge you guys to practice using it, right? And I believe you me, your approach to things will be transformed, and your stress level will go down. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Onu,
Thank you,
for
sir.
making us make sense of what we have been doing, and maybe encouraging us to do it even more and more and more. I think personally, I'm so learning today to give a name to what we have been given. So thank you so much. And for the
Thank you,
rest of
sir.
them, I think it's very, very important that we take this this topic today and practicalize it. I've also decided I will be practicalizing it. So, because I'm thinking it's going to help us in everything, even in our reading, in our everyday life. It's a wonderful thing if we can utilize a greater number part of our brain. Our brain is area just like I've said. We are not using our brains at all. We are not. We try to do things the harder way, where we have a brain that can coordinate, visualize, and integrate so many things if we utilize it. So I want to say thank you because I've learned so much. Because when I saw the topic, I was just wondering why we need to go into this. I think it makes sense of it. So I want to thank you very much for bringing this to our notice. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your comment.
And also thank you, all of you, for your support and your prayers. No, my voice is changing. I'm talking now like a grandfather on the mic.
Wow.
And I can tell you I'm going to make a lot of mind maps because it's a lot of things. My territory is expanding.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Congratulations to all the residents that I can hear the voice of a new consultant. So congratulations. And we're looking forward to many of you joining us. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm grateful. Part of why I decided we needed to have this topic is so that we will all be well-rounded. It's not all topics that have to be strictly what's the word I'm looking for? Clinical or academic or all that. We also need to familiarize ourselves with tools that will make us successful in our residency programs and in our chosen careers. And this is one tool that I strongly believe that if the residents practice using it, it will improve their output significantly. Remember, this is not a random topic. It's actually evidence-based, right? If you look at the references attached to the presentation, you will find one of them is a study that looks at the use of mind maps in students. And I already mentioned during the course of my presentation that students that used mind maps recalled more information than those that use the other traditional methods, right? So
yes, sir.
It's an important tool. So I'll just say, well, just try it. You have nothing to lose by trying it. So thank you so much for the
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Ono, Chief.
Yes, ma.
Okay. Is there like a software, or did you prepare the mind map for those topics by yourself, or is there a software that can help you?
You can use a piece of paper and pen, but if you want to use software, on the slide there, I indicated the number of free software you can download and use. There's XMind, there is FreeMind, there is FreePlane. The one you saw me using on Burnout, just to quickly demonstrate how a mind map works, is XMind. So you can see how easy it was to use it.
Yes, sir.
And then the beauty of the software is that once you finish with your mind map, you can actually export it like an outline, a document outline that will now guide your writing. For a number of you in the past, remember when you come, I usually tell you, well, before you sit down to write, why don't you develop an outline of what you want to write?
Yes.
Because if you have your outline, then it guides your writing, and then you are less likely to get lost in the woods or start daydreaming when you start writing. You know, it focuses your mind. So again, this is partly why these sort of tools are important.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have one more question, sir.
Go on.
Or probably a contribution. I, in my preparation for my part 1 exams, I watched a lot of videos, and I believe I retained more of those information from those videos than when I read the textbooks on examinations, on even some explanations of some concepts, especially when it comes to the core family medicine concepts and the concepts of management. Some of the videos I watched on YouTube were very, recalled them better, and I did better in examinations than when I just read the books, directly like that. So I think it also shows that both images and videos, we can really explore that as postgraduate students in our training. So that's how it's relevant in exams too. Thank you so much, sir.
It's okay. Thank you for that contribution. You basically just corroborated what I said. I pointed out earlier that they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So it's a proverb, but it also has a kernel of truth. What we see, we are more likely to remember than words. So
hello,
thank
sir.
you for that contribution.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Taiwo. I think his network
Yes, hello.
His network is bad.
Hello.
It's Taiwo's network. Taiwo, if you can hear us, send it on the chat. I think he has gone off.
Oh, dear me. Yeah, sometimes network can be funny and crazy.
That's gonna. Dr. Akins, over to you.
Okay. HOD, I think HOD was also trying to make some contribution.
Okay.
Oh no, I was just appreciating
Okay.
Chief, yes, for a very I don't know. It's a very interesting. And Chief said something that we've been using it. Some of us have been using it, but we didn't know it was a coin. There was a coined concept to it. So I really appreciate the presentation.
So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Well, I've sent the presentation WhatsApp group for that. I'm interested.
Okay.
So,
Thank you so much, sir.
Who is the chair of this meeting?
It's Dr. Akins. Dr. Akins.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We do appreciate taking our time to impact us time and time again. We are so grateful. We'll now end the meeting as we go to our own resident and medical officers meetings. So thank you, our teachers and teachers of teachers, and we're so grateful. Thank you so much.
It's all right. Thank you. Have a great day. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Lucy, I think we can proceed with our own meeting now.
Okay.
Once the consultants have left. Oh.
Okay. Okay, all of them have left. Okay, hello everybody.
Lucy, you are saying okay. Are you not supposed to have left this meeting?
We have not sent our photo.
Okay.
You do said forth now. Calm down. Dr. Chado is still here.
Dr. Lucy, even when we send you forth, you are still with us, Dr. Lucy.
I wonder. So it's not so much work, but the year is coming to an end, and we are not supposed to be known to carry last in the hospital.
A lot of other departments are looking up to us. They are waiting for our...
They think that they have a lot of funky people. I mean, look at our presentation today. What was the movie's title? Lucy.
Lucy.